by any chance?
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, how are you?
You're on
Good,
TV.
living a dream.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody at
I
home.
just got back from Disney Saturday. Kids,
How was it?
It was awesome, but
You're on the
then I
air.
got a
Hi, everybody at home. We'd like to welcome everybody to the Monday, October 17th Board of Selectmen meeting. Just like to say, we had a workshop meeting at 5:30, budget and salaries. And at 7 o'clock, we went into a non-public to talk about sale or lease of property and hiring of a public employee. And now we open our regular meeting to the public at 7:30, and to open that with a pledge of allegiance if we can.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on our agenda is the approval consent agenda, but I think we had to put that off because we don't have three people here that were
Yeah, I
here at
think
the
we
previous
oughta-
meeting.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Take them even.
Outside of that, do we want to take the donations separate? We need to take the donations? We
Oh,
can-
yeah, you can do that.
Let's take the donations under consideration. separate,
All right.
okay?
I was thinking the assessment. I
And
wanna
the
make sure we
assessment.
Do that.
Let's do
Yeah.
both of them. Just, I guess, as far as the consent, no minutes can be approved for tonight, so.
All right.
No, so just prove it minus the minutes. You can make a motion for that.
Yeah. Approve the consent agenda for 10:17, but to exclude the minutes for the public and non-public.
Second.
Very good. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. So that included a donation from elderly, to the Elderly Service Transportation Fund of $1,050. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tax credits to be removed.
What's that?
5 tax credits are being removed. That's what we just did.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's the one we discussed a couple of weeks ago, that we sent them letters and we didn't have any response from them, so.
Yep.
The tax guy made out a letter that's generic, and I went out to each one of them, and half of them they're moving out, so there really wasn't anybody that was interested in it.
Okay. Next is an appearance from Mr. James Tardif. Is that you, sir? You'd like to take the seat at the table and say your name and address for the record, please?
Jim Tardif, 23 Sunset Drive.
You, ma'am?
Christina Tardif, 23 Sunset.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Coming in to see us.
Yeah.
Alan, you want to?
Yeah,
Discussion?
I guess a little background, if you remember, a while back, we had a request regarding the, not a request, but some concerns regarding the fence at the Sunset Drive property. And several people had gone out and it came before the board relative to the fact that there was a general feeling that the fence itself was encroaching on the right-of-way and that, in fact, it should be removed. And the board requested that, in fact, I send a letter to Mr. and Mrs. Tardif to that effect. They came back and asked, basically appealed and asked if they could come before the board to discuss it. I know since then, we've had conversations, they've had conversations with the code enforcement officer, and you know, that's kind of where we're at right now. So, you know, present your case and where you're at.
Basically, we installed the fence over the holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. We've had people drive on our lawn, people walking their pets. It's kind of on a radius on the road where people drive pretty fast, and we have a 20-month-old son, so we figured it'd be best if we put some type of protection, a fence. It's just a post and rail vinyl fence, but just something to like deter people from going so fast and whatnot. And driving around the neighborhood and whatnot, we've seen other fences similar in distance to the street, and we made a judgment call and installed it that weekend, the holiday weekend, and then these problems came to our attention. So I don't think it would be fair that the residents 2 houses over is close to the same distance that I am, and it's been there for several years and not caused any problems. I don't understand why our fence is creating such a problem. And
Haven't you come to an agreement with the,
the code enforcement official spoke to my wife. I was at work, and he asked that on the Sunset Drive portion of the fence, we live on the corner of Providence Hill and Sunset, there is a drain, a runoff drain. And there was a concern that we're blocking it in case there's any work needed or whatnot. So over the weekend, I took the fence out and made a radius so the drain was on the outside. And we maintain both sides of the fence, the street side and the inside. And he told me if I do that, maybe things will be okay that way, and I'm willing to sign a waiver that if the plows come by on the heavy snowstorms or whatnot, the town's not held responsible. I install fences, so I could fix, if the fence leans or whatnot, I'd be more than willing to fix it at no cost to the town, of course, and then if there's any tree work or anything that needs to be done, we'll take the sections out. And we didn't do it to be malicious or anything like that. We were just worried about our kids' safety and basically.
Yeah, that was our main concern.
Our privacy too.
Because people fly down that street.
Yeah, they travel at a high rate of speed.
I have noticed it's slowing down, but I don't know how fast they're going, but.
That's on the S curve.
Yeah,
on the
right.
curve.
Right where like
Yeah,
Hooker
right.
Farm is, and then you
Yeah.
goes like that.
Yeah,
And they just,
yeah.
I will say the fence does cause you to slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
On Providence.
Well, we put it in right. I was 6 feet off the road, but I installed it with the road, so it's not like an unsightly thing. It's curving with the road. I made sure that it was installed properly, at a fence standpoint. But the knowledge of the right of way, we didn't know.
Right. And we do have tire tracks in our yard that people just go from Providence Hill or Sunset and just
They
go
literally
around the
cut
telephone
through
pole.
the yard, and we spend quite a bit of money with landscaping, getting trees taken down and stuff. We're just trying to.
I did see that.
Yeah, so just trying to make it nice, keep to ourselves.
So we have a long letter from the code enforcement officer. You guys have a chance to read
Yeah.
that?
It seems like the situation is resolved.
yeah,
Well, at the end of it, he recommends, resolving it
Yeah, and
as we're discussing, so.
Yeah, and he's
I didn't get a
just-
chance to look at the letter,
Yeah.
but
he's
he
moved the
he
fence.
advised that I come.
Yeah,
and-
we moved it in, the sewer's on the outside.
So all that needs to be done is the letter. Mr. Fair, has that been done up? Do you know?
No, it hasn't, because we haven't come to any conclusion as it relates to it.
Okay.
So
that's
has anyone looked at the piece of fence that got moved? Is it acceptable?
I haven't
He
yet.
said he
I don't
went
know.
today.
John was supposed to go this morning.
Yeah,
to look
I
at it.
haven't,
I haven't talked to
I
him.
talked to him before it was,
Road agency, have you
before it
taken-
was being done.
Taking a look at that, Teddy?
No, well, I drove by today and saw that everything's still in the right of way, but besides that, I didn't notice any major change.
Sewer's
Sunset-
right next to our driveway.
Yeah.
Taking
so
his word
we
that
would see
he's-
it from
he's
the
I mean, we
road.
could,
So-
we'll check it, obviously, and John would have,
And I told
Says
John,
something.
I said if it needs to be pulled in more, I'll be more than willing to pull it in, where the sewer area is, I'll bring that in right there,
So from the town's perspective, we're pretty sure we have a 25-foot from center line on Sunset. So that, to me, that's why that ought to be anyway. Sunset, we're pretty well-prescribed road there, so if you measured 25 feet from the center, where's that put you?
Oh, I'm in the right of way, yeah. There was nowhere on the website. I looked at the website, I looked everywhere, there
We'll
was
get,
nothing
because we
about.
checked to see if we needed a permit, and it said you did not, and so we figured, okay, if we stay in this much feet or whatever, we thought it would be whatever.
I can see that, excuse me. I can understand your situation that you get down the road and you're gonna look at all these houses, one after another, and they've got exactly the same situation that you have. And if we were to come to you and tell you, you have to move your fence back, and in my estimation, that's what you call selective enforcement, which is good for the goose, is good for the gander, so you leave it, either everybody does it or nobody does it, one of the two. But I don't know how this one came before us, but in my estimation, you've taken care of the recommendations of what the code enforcement officer wants. And if it's moved, and Teddy says that he's happy with that, so we can get to the drain, and that you're willing to sign an agreement that if the truck takes the snow down, I don't see any problems at all with this going through.
Okay.
So we need a letter of agreement
Yeah.
that we can have signed.
And then one other thing is that you're currently operating under a order from the board that basically, unless you make some other ruling, as of 7 a.m. tomorrow, that fence is coming down, so you just need to make sure you put a ruling.
Well, we'll
Place.
rescind that.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll rescind that today.
Okay, it's just, that needs to happen.
Mr. Stewart, you want to speak to the matter? Sure.
To me, there's a big difference between going several years back. This is a new board, a new code enforcement officer. This fence was put up, and the gentleman was notified within a week that he put it up in the town right-of-way. He chose to ignore my recommendations and Mr. Kerr's recommendations of putting it on his own land. So he has his own deed. When you buy a house, you get a deed. He should look at his deed and put a fence on land that he owns. And it's not anyone's responsibility to tell that beforehand. Once he was notified that he built something on town property, your original letter was 100% correct. The RSA's say within 30 days the town will remove it from the right-of-way, stack it nicely someplace where he can retrieve his fence, and put it where he would like to put it on his own property. That letter, your first letter, was perfect. When it comes to moving forward, I understand that I am fighting a losing battle. But when it comes to, if the fence gets damaged in any way, I think now that the homeowner has been told that the fence is in the right-of-way, once it's damaged, it should not be allowed to be replaced. And he should know that. You know, to me, if this gentleman who does fencing for a living didn't know that he shouldn't put fences on land he doesn't own, at least now he knows that he should not put land on fences he doesn't own. So if it gets damaged in the future, he should not replace it within the town right-of-way. That, to me, would just be a common sense thing to have in the letter, that if you are going to have an agreement saying that the fence is allowed because he didn't know any better in the first place, now he knows better, so if it's damaged in the future, he should replace it on his own property.
All it's gonna take is a plow truck to get down there and throw a ton of snow on there.
Well,
And
yes,
it's, you know,
to me,
you gotta be
a
careful.
fence within 5 feet of an intersection, that's where we put snow from the intersection, is on the side of the road. It will be impossible to do that intersection without damaging the fence. And when it comes to vehicles, or a couple of things, when it comes to children's safety, to put a child behind a vinyl fence thinking it's going to stop a car is a false sense of security. You know, if they put up a guardrail along their property and You know, then.
That's your opinion, Teddy. Putting a fence up there, he keeps the kid from running the street and does slow people down, so.
Yes,
that's-
but it does not
But to
protect
say
the
it's
kids
it's
from
not gonna keep a
vehicle
car from
traffic.
coming through, we all know that.
So to me, I understand where this is going. The only thing I didn't like is when it comes to what happens in the future, a couple of things. If this is the course the board wants to take, the way to stop this from happening again is requiring a building permit for fences. If you require a building permit for a fence, then the homeowner has to sign that he is actually building it on his land. It's a simple thing to enact, and would stop this from happening in the future. To me, if this one is gonna be let slide, at least require permits for all fencing in the future, and that will stop this from happening again.
Teddy, let me ask you one question, if I could. Where the fence is, how is that affecting the road agent by having that fence where it is now? I can understand that if somebody went out close to the road and put these huge boulders out there, that when you guys go to plow and it hits the edge of the plow, it could twist it and everything else. But this one here, because it's a plastic fence, what is the drastic?
The downside to letting this fence stand to where it is and not have any repercussions from it is it is right in the center of town, right in the center of our largest population. Everyone sees it. How do you say no to the next guy without enacting this permit? Because if he's saying that something happened 10 years ago.
That's not the answer to my question.
Well,
What is the?
The downside is, when it comes to public relations and snow removal, the reason we have a 50-foot right-of-way and 12 feet or 13 feet on the edge of pavement for snow storage is that I can utilize that 13 feet and not create public relations issues with the residents.
But
By now putting a fence with 8 feet in from the edge of right-of-way, so I have 6 feet to work with for storage instead of 13.
But they don't put the snow on that side of the road because there's a telephone
Snow goes
pole on the
both
corner.
sides of the road, but when it comes to
They push it on the other side.
in general, you know, not this one in particular, but allowing fences within right-of-ways creates a difficulty in snow removal, in maintaining our shoulders the way they're supposed to be maintained, ditch cleaning. So to me, some people, after seeing this, if they put their fence there and then they don't maintain it, and if they don't mow it, you know, our extra 8 feet of right-of-way that's our responsible to maintain, it ties my hands on being able to do my job efficiently.
But he takes care of the property right out to the street.
We mow the
He
lawn.
does a very nice job on landscaping, I don't deny that, but when it comes to a precedent and saying that fences should be allowed in right-of-ways, all our zoning, all our RSAs say the only thing allowed in right-of-ways are mailboxes and telephone poles, nothing else. So to me, when it comes to violating that RSA, I put my hand up and say it shouldn't happen because all our zoning and all our regulations say a right-of-way is for me to maintain the roads and not for people to put structures in that can be damaged.
Teddy, 95% of the time, I back you on everything. You're a hard worker. You're doing a fantastic job. But when someone wants to make sure that they're making their land as beautiful as possible by not having this thing out in the front, and they got a nice ground here, they put the fence out here, they maintain it. It's not a liability to the town in any shape, manner, or form. If you hit it with a snow plow and the snow takes it down, he's saying, whoop, I put it there, I'm sorry, you took it down, no responsibility of the town, and it's gone from there. So I'm not gonna go along with what you're trying to do. I understand what you're saying, but it still comes down to selective enforcement.
And I can understand that concept. That's why I'm saying, in order to get past selective enforcement for the future, if you enact putting a permit process to the fencing, then it will no longer be selective enforcement for the next person who does this.
And I agree with that.
Has it ever been looked at before?
I mean, I don't think so until now.
To me,
There was nothing on the website. If there was anything, there wasn't even footages for
Yeah.
right of ways. I had no idea.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
I mean, it's of course, the right-of-way is an interpretation as well. And people have their own opinion of the statute and how that's read and understood.
Their neighbor removed their stone wall and didn't replace the bounds, so, and that's another thing that the code enforcement officer needs to enforce, is once that bounds are set, then he will have the privilege of knowing exactly where his property line is and how far that fence is outside of his property line. So,
Then bring it to them.
yes, so to me, I understand where this is going. I just don't want to see it happen again. So it's.
Well, you know what you have to do for the future, but for this particular situation, I think it's well in hand, and I think it's reasonable under the circumstances, if everything is complied under the recommendation.
You
Yeah,
take
by the
every
code person.
situation on its own merit. This one here, we looked at it, discussed it, dissected it, went through the whole thing. He came across, told us how he was gonna take care of the questions that the code enforcement officer has. So on this one, as much as I say I like to back you 95% of the time, this one I can't. Now, if you've got something that you wanna put together, so that the next fence that goes in, when they go to get permit for whatever they're doing over in the building inspector, there's a piece of paper that says if you're gonna put a fence up, you gotta get a permit. I can see going that, but we're still gonna end up taking it on an individual basis, but I think this one here is pretty well,
And the
pretty
only
well
other
done.
point, I think the permit process, I'm sort of hoping is the right way to deal with the future issues. The only other thing that I'd like to sort of iron out is if the fence is damaged and the gentleman knows that it's not on his property, it should not be replaced on property he does not.
I can't move 400 feet of fence if two panels come out.
Right, that's
That's
ridiculous.
absurd.
I won't, I'm sorry, Teddy, I don't know about the other two, but I won't go along with that. If the fence is,
If you're repairing a few pieces of fence, Teddy, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If the fence is ever removed, it shouldn't go back in the same place.
And for the record, I didn't even want a fence, but for my kid's safety, I'm making my life a hell trying
And
to
we
mow the
left
lawn.
it in at least 5 feet so people can walk, so there isn't really, I mean,
Yeah, there's
it-
still-
it is in
we
far
left enough
enough.
room for someone to be able to walk or jog.
we left
Until
like
it's not.
5 feet all the way around.
Yeah,
Until it snows, and then when Teddy comes by to wing it back, he's not got no place to wing it unless he mows your fence off.
right. yeah, And he's not gonna put the wing there because there's a tree
I
right
won't be
there,
doing
so.
anything malicious, I'll just be doing my job.
Right.
But we had 6 feet of snow 2 years ago, and it never went beyond a couple of feet off the road. They did a great job, and I
You must
plowed.
never see him. You never see him plow when they're winging the snow back. It flies right into your front yard.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
Yeah,
post and
but
rail
it's
fence.
post and rail, it should go
Yeah.
fly right through.
Just saying. Just
Yeah, but the house, two houses over has the same.
motion,
yeah. Before we do, I want to make sure we put this in the motion. At least my recommendation would be nothing else encroaches that right away. No tree, shrubs, or anything gets planted within that 25 feet from center line.
I
Just because
think
of the fence
I
there.
think he's clear of that now.
Well, I want that in the letter.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's fine.
And I don't want a tree planted right up against the fence next time you know, and then now
No.
more and more stuff gets put there. And then, obviously, if the fence is removed, it does go back in the town right away. That's all. You guys make a motion, please, include that.
You wanna make it, or you want me to make it?
Go ahead.
You sure?
You're the talker.
I make a motion that the fence be allowed on the property of Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Tardif at 23 Sunset Drive, that the fence be allowed under the conditions that he has moved a section of that fence to move back where the drain is so that the town road agent can work on it, and that the homeowner will sign an agreement with the town of Atkinson absolving them of any liabilities should the fence be damaged during snow plowing or any other town activities in the right-of-way, and that in the future, if that fence was ever to come down, that it will not be reinstalled in the same place, and no other trees, shrubs, or other items will be planted in the right-of-way. Sound good?
Yes.
I'll second that for discussion. Just real quick, just a quick amendment on that. I know this is going to sound silly, but would you add map 7, lot 195 to that?
That's just a clarification.
Just for clarification. Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Lot
other than
one-
that,
Any other
lot
discussion?
195?
Map
Sorry.
7, lot 195.
Okay.
yeah, map 7, lot 195.
Any other discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
All right,
Aye, unanimous.
Now, set.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
so much.
Next, we have Mr. Murphy, I believe. But Mr. Murphy, before you come up, can we just have a quick discussion, and really quick discussion with Ms. Jetty? Would you be okay with that? Okay. Ms. Jetty, you gotta keep it quick, short and sweet.
I'm not saying a word, Lynn.
I got two quick things that after she's done, I'd just like to get it in.
No, we got Chief.
Takes 2 minutes. Otherwise, nine
talk.
o'clock at night, people are asleep.
I
After-
wrote this
after
so
the
I
chief.
know it's less than 2 minutes. A very quick update on the daffodil project. The Garden Club ordered 18,900 bulbs, with the vast majority to be planted in our town. My goal was 10,000. Yay, Atkinson. You did it. A lot of the orders have been picked up, but the ones that haven't been, I'll be at the town garage tomorrow from 10 to 2, and hope you can get there to pick up your orders. You can call me, 489-8327. I'll deliver if you can't get there. Just let me know. I'll be glad to do it. The big planting day is this coming Saturday, October 22nd, perfectly paired with Make a Difference Day. We still need volunteers to plant these bulbs. If you know now that you can help, please let us know by letting how many blueberry muffins I need to have there for you. You can call me 362-5602 and leave a message, or Noriko at the Community Center, 362-5531. Leave a message for us just so we can plan our blueberry muffin order. Even if you don't call, you will be most welcome to come to the Community Center this Saturday at 9 a.m. If you can, bring gloves and an electric drill or a cordless drill with a fully charged battery pack or two, and any bulb planting tool you prefer, although we will have several bulb augers to loan you. Drifts of daffodils blooming along our Main Street scenic byway and our public town properties and our neighborhoods, showing our pride in our community next spring, is an exciting event to look forward to. I want to thank the Selectmen and Alan and the road agent and the fire chief for your support. It's been wonderful to have this full support. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for out there for buying daffodils and planting them in your neighborhood. And come help me Saturday, and we'll get them all planted. Thanks.
And it should look pretty in the
Very good.
spring.
Is there a rain day, Linda?
Nope, rain or shine, we're gonna do it.
Linda, there's an auger
Good if it
out there
rained,
for you,
ground's
too.
awful dry.
It's gonna rain maybe Friday.
Linda, there's an auger someone brought in.
There's an auger out there for you,
I
too.
picked
Oh,
it up.
okay.
That's what I was doing, just, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Be sure to come out and help plant some daffodils.
We have
Thank you,
augers.
Chief.
We have lots of them.
Thank you for being patient,
Make
Chief.
it go fast.
No problem. Yeah, wanna know you pick your fights with it. Garden clubs don't work. They do a great job around this town. They
Yeah,
do a
exactly.
great job at the firehouse. It always looks good.
It really does.
They're
Absolutely.
really hard-working people, I'll tell you, so.
I know it, huh?
Definitely.
It's our
happy
volunteers
to-
that we,
We're happy to support them in any way we can.
that's our volunteers, you know?
Yep.
We have a whole bunch of them in town.
Doing an unbelievable job around town.
Yep.
Okay, I was invited here per your request about
Yeah.
a letter that I sent.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think we need to
House
do it.
numbering.
We need to make all these people mad at us. Let's go for it. So let's get the
I hope
process
not to
started.
make them mad, I hope to make them understand,
Yeah.
not mad. I met with Tim tonight, he understands it, he's not in any way having a problem with it, which was the guy that subdivided the actual
Oh, yeah.
property.
Well, because he's changing one
So
of them.
that's one, that's
that's
good
easy.
with it, but.
So that's one, so we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total, right?
Well, four.
one of them's new.
Tim's all set.
It's only got 4 more then.
Yeah, so there's 4 that still need to be notified.
Yeah.
We need to set a date for a public hearing so that
Oh,
they
this is
can
Upper
come in.
Maple.
What's that?
Upper Maple.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Upper Maple. The area we're talking is from Squire Ridge.
Yep.
And that's where we picked up the other number, was Squire Ridge.
Aha, yep,
You know, because when that road went in, that was originally a house lot.
yep,
So they put in, opened up the back.
yep.
So that left the number there, although, you know, it would still be nice to number it, but that's the closest place to grab a number with the least amount of impact
Yep.
on anybody that's there.
Now, just for the record, if they all agree to this, you don't need a public hearing.
Correct.
So, do you have anyone,
I have not pursued it any further than that letter. It's speaking with Tim and being here tonight. It's not, I mean, it really comes under the direction of the selectmen to go
So
out
would
and
you
do
like
that.
the
I
town
don't,
administrator to send a letter to these people, explain the situation, and ask if they are happy with us doing it?
you
I
just
would,
need,
happy? I think you,
you just need a letter of an agreement, that's all
I
you
think that
need.
would be the first thing you do.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
It would
But
seem
I
to
think
me,
at the- I
it would
think-
seem to me, excuse me, it would seem to me that the neighbor that's getting this lot, that had the lot subdivided, who's already okay with it,
yes.
should go talk to his neighbors and start the ball rolling. That's how I think it should be. You know, I don't know if he knows his neighbors, unless he's, you know, they don't, you know, just, it would seem to me if they just started that process and they're not gonna get shocked.
Because sometimes when you get a letter of, right off
Yeah,
the
you get a
bat,
letter in the mail,
it's-
what's this, and you immediately get defensive.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
So who's gonna talk to Tim? Alan? Would you like me to call Tim for you?
If you want, or I can call him.
I
I don't know
did.
him, but
You don't know Tim?
I don't know who Tim is. Tim who?
Tim Tim
Jakowski?
Oh, okay, well, if you said that, then I know.
Well, I didn't want to fumble his name in front of him.
Jakowski.
Is that how it's said?
Yeah. Well, I didn't
So
know.
what's he
him.
got to do with all this? He's gonna
What?
change it. Is he building that house?
What? No,
I think there's a confusion. You may have a confusion that this is Upper Maple. We
Right.
just went through a situation on Lower Maple by the Perry property.
Yeah.
That had a number. That was always a lot of record.
Okay.
This one up here was a lot that got special exception to split. So it never had a number because it didn't conform to getting a number.
Okay, from
So
Squire Ridge, where is this lot?
it's actually
What's up?
4 lots up, long driveway, sits up on the hill.
Tim's the fifth lot.
Did I give you
The plan right here.
yeah, there it is.
We have the plan here.
Right. So we got, so
Why
from
is
Squire,
Tim going out to speak to people?
Tim subdivided his
he was the
land
one that did the subdivision.
a
Oh,
while ago.
yeah, that would be a good start.
You know, I mean, if he wants to go knock on some doors, because you're right, the way the RSA's are written, if everybody agrees, then you can bypass the public hearing. There's still some notification process that needs to be done.
Oh, yeah, E911
And
and all
yeah,
that.
but you can bypass that, yeah, okay.
So who's gonna get in touch with Tim, you or the town administrator?
I can get in touch with him if you want. If you've already had conversations, it's up to you. I'm not so sure Tim is really gonna be.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. It's really not his job to do that, but I understand where you're coming from. I mean, what my fear is that we're delaying a process for the guy that's gonna be building on that property. That's where the request came from, is that he's gonna need a number to get going on the building, and when he wants his occupancy permit. So he doesn't wanna delay this any more than we need to, so, what maybe I would suggest would be to still start that public hearing notification tonight, and ask for, maybe say, give it a 5-day delay until some people could be talked to. But I think that should still be started tonight. You should vote on whether you're gonna do this, and if you are, to start the clock. Because that's what I've been asked of the builder, is to get the clock started, because he doesn't wanna be held up at the end. We're still waiting to get a number, and I'm not signing an occupancy.
Yeah, I've been in those situations a lot. Okay, we're gonna do it this way, and when nothing gets started, and all of a sudden you're back to square one again. So if you put one plan in and get the other one in the background, that's the best.
You can always cancel the public hearing
Yeah.
once everybody sends a letter saying, I don't agree, but I understand. They don't have to 100% agree, they just gotta understand why we're doing it.
Right.
So, I would suggest, we have a code enforcement guy, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Get him up to speed on this situation and let him know, and have him go out to the people and explain it to them, and then come back, and if they don't all agree, if you get a consensus that they're not agreeing, then go ahead and
We should post for the public hearing
you
now.
gotta do 10 days though, so you gotta do it in 10
We
days.
can vote on it tonight, and he can go, I think it's a great suggestion.
That's an excellent suggestion, actually, and,
Yeah.
you know, he'd jump on it like,
Yeah,
But remember, as soon as we do this action, we got 10 days.
There's a clock that starts.
Yep, it's 10 days,
Yep.
so. And you also have to do a notification to E911, that is also required prior to, about the address change.
Yeah, we do that.
you do that after the public hearing?
We'll do it,
Simultaneously.
once you guys make it official, then we, through our 911 coordinator, will make it official through the 911 system, unless Bill's talking about something different.
Yeah, you have to let them know of the changes that you want to do first. That's the first step.
Well, then I'll send them a copy of my letter.
I'll give you a copy of this.
You know, I think I have that.
Do you?
I'll take it anyways,
All right.
be part of my file.
I'll
In case it
photocopy.
reads different than mine. The laws change so much that,
Yep. It's a good
So
outline.
you're saying they want to be notified as soon as you're gonna start an action?
Yep.
Okay.
They want to be
I don't
notified in writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take a motion to start the process through the public hearing.
I'll make that
Occasion.
motion. Make a motion to start the process for holding a public hearing on changing the numbers on
You got a date? Because you do 10 days.
101, 103, 105, 107, and 109.
Okay, wait a second.
And
Maple Avenue.
on Upper Maple Avenue, what's the time frame that's in
It'd be the 31st of October. Would be the public hearing.
31st of October?
Yep. Yeah. Halloween.
yes.
No clowns, please.
Are you guys meeting?
Yep. Yep.
We have a motion.
I'll second it.
Second, any discussion?
We just implemented the date, October 31st.
Okay.
7 o'clock.
What does that day represent?
It's 10 days from today. Public hearing, set.
So the public hearing's gonna happen 10 days from today? We're gonna meet on 10 days from today?
Yep.
Okay.
Because we're putting it forward. We're
We're not
moving.
gonna meet on Halloween.
that's the question, is are you meeting on Halloween? I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's what I had.
I know a couple said they won't be here, so.
I won't be here.
You won't be here?
Oh, it's Halloween. They have to be home putting candy out.
Oh.
So it's like these people might be putting candy out. You can't ask them to be on Halloween.
Let me, how, read that, the way the passage
We have trick or treat
reads.
this that night.
It says post public hearing notice, newspaper, set out public hearing notices to affected residents requires a minimum of 10 days notice.
And
For the
business,
notice,
Yeah.
so you can
you're
have it
counting
after
10
that.
business days though,
Right.
not 10 days.
It's a minimum, but not
10
having it.
business
It's a
days.
minimum of the notice, right?
Yep,
Yeah. If there's no agreement, then a public hearing will be scheduled.
right.
So can you read that again? I missed what you said.
All right, so the first part is notify E911 in writing of imminent changes, road name changes, increments, line direction, or special situations, numbering. For small renumbering projects, approach residents to get voluntary agreements to change. If no agreement, then a public hearing shall be scheduled, so we don't have to schedule it today.
We just want to start the process.
Yep.
You just gotta notify them
Yeah.
that there's a process in place.
And see if they'll agree to it,
And
and
see if
kind of
they'll
speed
agree
it
to
up.
it.
Yep,
And the
And
code
then if there's a
enforcement
public
officers.
hearing, you gotta notify them 10 days
10 days.
in advance of that public hearing.
Yeah, correct.
And the code enforcement officer is the one that's gonna do that?
Yes.
Yes. He's gonna write the letter, or
And my guess
Alan will write
is,
the letter, Alan's office will write the letter, and then he'll take the letter with him, and
well, he may be, in fact, be very familiar with it.
May I ask who's the new code enforcement officer? I don't think I've met him yet.
His
Was he
name is
introduced?
John,
I haven't either.
John Lazowski.
Was he
I
introduced
need
to
to
the
get
town?
it, no, he's gonna, well, to some people, but he hasn't been to the board yet, so.
I wouldn't know him if he walked in here.
No, I don't think you know.
He's
you.
Oh, he wouldn't probably.
He's an
He
ex-Salem
just started, but.
He's retired.
retired cop in Salem. He's a good guy.
He started full force. He's actually a code enforcement officer in Pelham also.
Yeah, okay, I guess that was my question, is
Yeah.
what,
And,
as a
and
department head that gets heavily involved in code enforcement, I guess I'm kind of surprised in a way I wasn't notified of it or even asked to participate.
Well, we sent
in the
out an
selection,
email, you
but-
didn't get it?
But it would have been nice to have some idea of the qualifications, that's all. This is news to me right now, I mean, I've worked heavily with code enforcement in the town of Atkinson.
I hope you accept the apology from the board for not getting that to you in time, but,
No, that's all right.
don't leave yet.
Oh, you usually want me out of here.
No.
We're done. What?
Is that
I got
it?
some things wrong, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Did you second the motion and vote?
We-
I don't think so.
We didn't vote on it yet,
Okay, good, yeah, that's what I thought.
Mr. Chairman. You want to call the
Any other
vote?
discussion?
Are you still discussing on the motion?
No.
All those in favor of the motion?
All right.
All right.
Aye. Thanks, Amanda.
Two things, Chief. I know that the town administrator was working with you and also the gentleman that works for us for the tower that's going up there. There was going to be a meeting between Atkinson Fire, Atkinson Police, and Plastow Police and Fire with Sean Fitzgerald to see exactly what was needed on the part of the town for going up there. Has anybody, have you set up a meeting yet to
I
sit down?
don't think it's been formally set up yet. I know I
haven't-
was copied on a communication that went to Sean, asking to set the meeting up and find out who the players should be.
Yeah, and Chief Brackett's on vacation, so I don't know whether
Yeah,
he's.
so there has been some progress made, I will say that,
Right.
but
Well, if you wanted to go, it's now, as far as I'm concerned, you're one of the prime players in that. So if you want to get to them and say, hey, when are we going to set this meeting up or what have you, you know them better than we do. That would be great, you know, you get it moving.
well, I had noticed that the
I have
letter
to
went
call-
out under Alan's signature, so I wasn't gonna insert myself.
No, I have to call Sean anyway on something, so I'll ask him what the status is tomorrow.
The
And
last thing is that we've been trying to work with the renumbering off of Stickney Road for those houses that are up on the top. And it's been, we need a policy, and everybody, I guess, has searched for the policy that we were all looking for. And Mr. Baldwin came back tonight, and he says, oh, and he opened up the drawer, he says, now here's the policy. So we got the policy and what we have to do step by step by step to do those renumbering up there. Is that something that you would like the board to go forward with?
well, I definitely.
We already voted to go forward
think
with it. I think it was, the time frame was the issue at this point.
And we-
Because of the process that you have to go through, we said we'd do it after, start that after budget season.
No, that was clear that we discussed, and Sue Killam wanted to make it after the,
Deliberative session.
after
That was
the
what I thought
deliberative
was agreed
session,
on,
and I said,
actually.
no, this is something that we've got here now that we ought to go through with this, and the vote was to go forward, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so.
I think you definitely wanted to go
Yeah,
forward.
I don't think that was
for
the
sure.
vote, though. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't
There was no
think,
time limit for either. But anyway, it is something we already decided we were gonna do, which is a matter of timing.
That needs to follow the same process as what we just talked about
I
Maple Ave.
think the last thing was just
Yeah,
to
you had-
To
find.
get everybody to agree.
And you had one, and she had one that we were gonna start with and
Right.
go
Action.
forward.
So, let's see how we do on this one, because this is obviously a more burning issue still. And once this one's done, I think we get to, maybe just to do the same process, have the code enforcement officer.
Well, I was just,
Work
by
it.
the sounds, what I was just gonna say that, by the sounds of your new hire, it sounds like you've got a professional code enforcement officer on staff now.
Yeah.
So if this goes the way we want it to, of just notifying the people and talking to the people.
I think that's,
then
communication is
that-
very important.
That may be
Well-
the same thing that's needed over there. So he could just go there prior to registering, putting up for a public hearing. But
Right.
I don't think we should drop the ball, for another year. I mean, if it's a matter of somebody just going up to talk to the people on that spur, you may get them all to agree, because there was a positive,
Yeah.
there was a
Maybe-
positive,
We should have the code enforcement take the numbers on that road up on Stickney and go up to see them and tell them what the process is going to be and see if they're in agreement.
What a good
Let's
idea.
do
That's a really good idea.
Let's deal.
I did, I already had that typed out too.
I just like to make sure that it's
You're right.
in, because it's a determination, well, did we do this, or I want to make sure that we understand that we're going forward with speaking to those people up there also.
And that may be all it takes. You know, I'm not gonna speak for who's there now,
Yeah.
but when I spoke to him previously, there was a good understanding as to the reason why we were doing it. And, you know, there didn't seem to be much hostility when I was up there talking to him, you know? And I agree with Harold, is that, you know, if you get the right communications going, I think they'll understand.
Right.
You know? And-
You'll find that he is, I mean, a stickler for communications from a
Well, that's-
standpoint of
That's
follow up
where I
and
guess where I
follow
was getting
through.
at, is if we've got somebody that's
mean-
willing to go forward and continue to go forward, then I think we can solve a lot of these very quickly.
Every
I
single
read
thing he
his
does, I
report
get, everything
that
he
he
does, I
sent
get
in
documented.
pertaining to the fence over on Sunset. He sent us in a report of what he did. I looked at that and I says, damn, I'd hire this guy as a police officer just from what he put in this report.
You can
He
tell
was
by
perfect.
the way it's
He was perfect. He was a good
Yeah.
guy. All right, can we have the code enforcement officer come in some night so we can
Absolutely.
introduce him to everybody?
Yep.
And send an email to the chief and let him know when he's coming in so we can watch?
I'm sure the chief will meet him before.
All right.
That
All
it?
right, that takes care of it.
Very good. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep. Next is budget reviews.
Okay. You should have in the front of your budget books some spreadsheets. And they deal with the remaining sheets that need to be taken care of. The first one that you should have is the executive
Go with the front page.
budget worksheet. Just want to make sure that. Did you open up your book, Bill? Right in the very front of the binder. See where it says, nope, nope, on your left. Okay?
Yeah,
Those are things to be discussed tonight.
okay.
And these- Those cars beeping, but someone's. Did Phil leave or?
He just stepped out for a second.
Okay. So the first one is the executive budget worksheet. And we go down it, not dealing with the salary aspect. The first section is the Board of Selectmen. And the only real change there is the fact that I don't know if that FICA number is probably wrong. The first thing that you see is miscellaneous. I'm just upping it by $300, and that's based on the run rate that we're currently running at. We're already at $1,331. And that's the only thing, other than another $500 for public notices that we have in there, that Barbara thought we should put. So that's that segment. Again, it's kind of skewed and showing a 26% negative number, but that's because you have the employee merit in the previous 2016 budget. So and the selectmen's salaries there, again, that was based on a preliminary discussion relative to increases in it. So if you wanted to knock it back down for sake of not doing anything at this point.
Well, we'd get a 2%.
Yeah, but
Increase
that was
like
based on
everybody
the
else.
preliminary
we don't.
discussion.
Of course we do.
We don't.
All employees get a 2%.
Not
Across the
employees.
board.
Not employees.
Yeah.
We get a stipend. We don't get increases. Never have.
Actually, I stand corrected. The FICA is correct based on the 21. I was looking at the fact that you don't have the employee merit, obviously, line in yet, so we haven't discussed that aspect of it. So what I did, as you can see in the selectmen salaries, that was based on what we were talking about earlier in the workshop, is whether in fact to give selectmen raises. That was in there, so you take it out.
We didn't vote on it. And
No, so from a proposal standpoint, you would take it, I would take it out, or,
But if I look at this correctly, even with that in, it's still down, that section is down quite significantly.
well, but you don't have the, you don't have the $20,140 of merit line that's in there.
Yeah, but even if you put that in, it's still gonna be down.
The merit line?
No, the merit line isn't included, but if you were to include it, it'd still be down significantly, about $5,000 or a little less, 4,000 something, 7,000, $4,700.
Well, but it's also related, the FICA, for example, is down, it's showing down 900, but that's because it's basing the FICA on the,
Correct.
on the merit. You follow, Harold, where I'm at, right at the top
I
of the
follow where
page?
you're at, but
Yeah.
these numbers aren't jiving. Mr. Baldwin, these numbers aren't jiving. I don't know why.
As it relates to what?
If you add the 20,000, no, if you put the 20,000, it'd be 6,000, 60,000, 63,000, Bill. If you put the merit line in.
Oh, yes, you're
You
correct.
had me convinced it was less.
No, you're correct. I stand
Say,
corrected.
look at all these numbers, they're not,
Oh, that's
no.
what, yeah, that's what
I
I'm
got it
saying.
now.
I stand corrected. You're right. It
Okay.
would be more.
So, what's the issue with the FICA?
No, the issue with the FICA is based upon the fact that when you add the 2140 and the 16901, that's where you get the higher FICA number. Okay?
For some reason, well, I don't know why we budgeted so much for FICA last year, so I was looking at it, I guess. Okay. So 16901 is for 5 selectmen for the full year, is that correct?
That was, yes, as it was this past year.
Okay.
Okay.
Less
And what I,
than 2%.
under the proposed part, and this was I think the only one that was changed in any of the salaries, that was based on originally from the selectmen increase that I had talked about.
All right.
So if you want to put that back for now, or whatever you want.
I, for one, don't think we should take an increase, but you guys want to vote on something, go ahead, or if I just put it back, what do you want to do? We're supposed to vote on these preliminarily, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, does this, the figure that he's giving us here, does this include the 2% or?
There is
No, that would have
2%.
included.
We
that
don't
would
get
have
it-
included-
We don't get a 2%, Phil, we never have,
Why?
because it's a stipend, it's not, we're not employees.
Of course we're employees. You get a thing for your taxes at the end of the year that you're employed by the town. You gotta file every year. I have my taxes taken out, everything else. You are an employee of the town and you get compensated for, and I think that we're putting in a heck of a lot more time than what we should be doing. And I think that we should be the same as the rest of the employees in the town and get a 2% raise, just like they are.
Well,
I don't.
I got 2 new horses I have to feed. I could use that 2%.
okay, well, this isn't 2%. This is basing it on the increase that was discussed originally, going from the 3250 to the 4160 for the regular selectmen, and then proportionately for the chairman.
Say 4160?
If you're not, I'm not gonna.
I think the original on the salary, the wage scale that we said was 4160 for the regular selectman, 4810 for the chairman.
So, all right. I missed that first part, Mr. Fair.
Yes.
All right. So, what does it come out to be now?
Okay. Well, we discussed.
Yeah, I remember all that.
There was
I'm just looking for
no
numbers.
agreement.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the numbers.
That comes, well, it was based on 4160 times 4,
Yep.
okay? Which is what, 16,640?
Yep.
And then 4810. So it should be close to it if I'm right. That's 21,450. Is that what I have? Yep,
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right.
okay. And then the 13,350 in FICA was based on that,
Yeah.
not based on, because there's no merit yet into the thing.
All right.
You go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on that one particular line, we can discuss that.
If you like, go ahead.
Selectmen's line, I like to see that the selectmen, compared to that, the selectmen, the way it's listed for this employee information, the wage scale that the town administrator put out, that I guess we're paid way less than any of the other towns. And it's not the money. I mean, the money that we're getting paid doesn't pay for half the time that we're here. We're underpaid to start out with. And I just think for principle, if the rest of the town is getting a 2% increase, it's a minimum amount that we should get the same. So I make a motion on that particular line that the town administrator adds in a 2% increase.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Right.
Opposed? Aye. Motion passes 2-1.
Okay.
So 2% increase of what though? Like what?
Last year's
It'll
budget.
be 2%
Okay, I just wanna
over
make
the,
sure
over
I'm
the
clear.
3250 for the regular, for 4 selectmen, and 2% over the 3900. I can give you the numbers.
Like the numbers
For
that
the
you already
chairman.
gave?
Yeah.
I already have that.
No, not the
Oh,
numbers I
sorry.
gave. I'll give
Oh.
them to you.
All right, thank you.
That's pretty easy.
Oh, we don't have a nightmare over that, Harold, you know, that should.
We won't have a nightmare over anything, Phil. I will toss and turn all night. Unbelievable. I'm doing the numbers. You want to continue down the thing? I'll give her the number here.
Okay, I was just gonna do the numbers while I was going, okay. So, then if you move into the town administrator area, I basically left, everything alone from a compensation standpoint. There's no 2% or anything included in either barbers or anything with my salary. The telephone line cost, we did up that to $78.31 based on the current run rate. As you can see, we're almost it's close to $6,000 already. The postage meter rental, we dropped that down the lease from $1,885 to $1,500. Dues and subscriptions are up $500. And the biggest change is postage, which has been pretty significant, up to $8,700.
What do we actually get for that?
What do you mean, what do we get for it?
For dues, subscriptions, and memberships?
Well, it's a whole varied amount of different things from a standpoint of, the memberships and different NHMA, for example, is one of them. There's a whole number of different ones.
While you're pausing,
I could actually.
while you're pausing, that number is $17,238 for the selectmen salaries line.
1,700.
$17,238.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. And FICA, is FICA a number of that?
Yep.
Is there a percentage on that?
0.062, 0.062, I think it is. Pretty sure, so.
$1,068.75. Well, 1,069.
1,069.
1,069.
And then Medicare is 0.0148, I believe it is. So,
Didn't the retirement go up this year?
What was the number?
0.0148, I believe. So that would be $255.
That's Medicare?
That would be Medicare, yes.
Okay.
How about on the retirement, Alan?
Yes. I haven't gotten the numbers as yet.
All right, because that's going up, hasn't it?
Well, the numbers typically come out around the 16th, so we should be getting them any day now. So that's what I'm told. We haven't gotten them yet, so.
Carry on.
So, we're down now into the clerical aspect of it, and again, the planning assistant. That's just based on the hours that are there, that she works. The FICA Medicare is reflected of that. I put numbers in. I probably shouldn't have. The Conflict of Interest Committee, I've sent them an email relative to them getting me budget numbers. I haven't received anything at all, so I had preliminarily put them in.
You asked and they haven't sent it to you?
I asked and they haven't sent it to me.
I put it in as 0 then. Maybe they don't need it.
It's up to you. I'll just leave it blank.
I think you have to put $1 in there.
Put $1 in each one just to keep it active.
Everything else seems to be the same. Mr. Chairman, I'd entertain a motion to preliminary accept the executive budget worksheet.
Can I give you some more numbers first?
Oh, yeah.
So the Board of Selectmen's bottom line is 38,811.
So, and if you take out,
38,811.
Yeah.
and so you subtract 228 for the Conflict of Interest
Well, you
Committee.
took, you just, how much was conflict of interest?
Well, the Conflict of Interest is 231, but they want to put $1 in, so you have 3 of them already with $1. So you just subtract 3 from the 231, you get 228. The
228.
difference is the difference. Subtract 228.
So another, okay, plus
Okay.
228. All right, so I got those two differences. That's the only changes we've made?
Yep.
So,
So the bottom line should be 245, 127, minus 228, minus, the difference between 38,811.
it's 240,338.
How much?
240,380 is the bottom line for executive. $240,380.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion with the amended changes, preliminary approve the executive budget worksheet in the amount of $240,380.
Okay, have a second?
Second,
All those in favor?
All right.
Bill?
second. I'm in favor of that.
In favor? Aye. Unanimous.
Okay. Financial administration is the next one. And this one, if you look at the bookkeeper line, I didn't think that use your computer, because I have the codes and all the worksheet and the spreadsheet on the computer.
You want me to
With
open
all
it
the
up?
comments, that's okay.
Are you sure?
That's fine. But in the case of, and this is Patty, the 48,693 is actually the correct number based upon what she is currently making. It doesn't include any increase or anything else. Right?
Does it include overtime?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
All right.
So we
There was a
budgeted wrong
mistake,
last year.
if you remember, it was budgeted wrong last year.
Okay.
So that's what that is. The, trying to see what retirement, there's really no major change in any of the lines there, other than postage is down $100. And educational conferences is down 200. So the fact that she went up in the salary end and related FICA and Medicare a little bit, the total increase on that particular section is 2.86%.
Okay.
Auditing and financing is at 13,200, basically what it was this past year. I don't have a number as yet from assessing. One of the things that you do have to sign tonight, I believe, is the MS1 is in to be signed somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. And that, once that gets signed, then Rod can go ahead and get the information so that we can get everything, all the numbers set.
Yep.
Okay. Tax collecting we previously did with Debbie, so we can skip over that. Treasury, Mike Terrell did it. You'll see that everything is basically the same. There's just a slight change in, I think it's mileage and bank services, but the bottom line is that we're, I don't know, was it about $13, if I remember right, less than last year
On the total.
on the total.
Okay.
Okay. Computers is where we're into a little bit longer. I don't know if Russell's around still. He was going to be, to go over his IT.
The IT portion of the,
Yeah.
is Russell in the back room?
Yeah, he's behind us.
Russell, can you come out and go over your budget with us?
Yay!
Do they all have the copies of them, Russell?
Yeah, I sent you a new one. Yay. Finally got answers for one thing.
Did you send me a
And-
new one too?
Yeah, I gave you a new one.
Okay.
It's double-sided. But the new one, I just had a little impromptu budget meeting with the rest of my committees. Oh, one portion of the committee and our liaison. So we went through and discussed some stuff. So for the first one, software maintenance, it's at 26,250. And that's the rec desk increase, which is the program for the community center for them to, I guess it's a cloud-based program for them, so everyone sends some information and we email them for events and like an address book.
So this is for the community center?
That's for the community center, yes.
What is this, a new line? Is that why you have it?
No,
Oh, it's for that line?
it's inside the software maintenance.
So this, the line that they show is 26, it should be 26,250?
I got you.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I sent them a new one, should say 26,250.
Okay, yeah, but on
Double-sided.
this,
Yeah, on
this,
that sheet, yeah,
on the
yeah.
worksheet, it says 26.
Yeah, update that. Have fun.
Yeah,
I just had it. Find it.
I'll have to update it.
Yeah, that sheet's not up to date. The
Right here.
thing I
You
just
got that
probably
one,
don't
but I'm
have it.
looking for the,
the line number.
Page 2 of 2 on
Yeah,
the back there.
so it's, yeah,
26.
yeah, page 2, it's, instead of 26, it's 26,250. I did check around, by the way, and there's quite a few towns that are using the rec desk program, and they all say it's really a phenomenal program. It not only just monitors all the events that happen, it sends out automatic notices to people, it handles billing and invoicing and everything. So when you have, for example, your Sun and Fun, it's all automatic, and it's quite a program from what I understand.
And I was told there's nothing else out there that compares.
Yeah, everybody raved about it that I spoke to.
So there's some new product that we're gonna be getting in town,
Yes.
and it's gonna be through the recreation department
For them, yes.
for them. And very good.
And
And that's inside your software maintenance line.
yes. And I guess it's quite a difference because last year it had to be a whole entire.
Why would that be in
suite.
a maintenance line if you're purchasing it?
It's a year,
It's
we
a yearly.
purchase that yearly. That's
Okay.
the subscription for the cost.
Yeah.
So that's why software maintenance, all subscriptions.
Okay,
Subscriptions.
gotcha. Okay,
Town clerk, they need a new credit card reader matrix, so that's $125. That's yearly. Cemetery, oh, that's in the wrong
I'm
line.
jumping around here.
Sorry.
No, next one. Okay, he's still in software maintenance.
Yeah, I'm still in software maintenance for that bracket.
Okay,
What comprises the 26,250?
okay, I'm with you now. I'm catching up. Go ahead.
I put that in the wrong line, maybe.
So it's a PCI compliance?
For the town hall, for using their credit card machine.
All right.
Cemetery, I should put that underneath the software, which is a one-time purchase. And I heard 250, but I don't know if that's accurate or not. But I know they'll need a map plots program, a lot map program. So that's in there. Because I know Sue
When are you gonna
Killam's,
firm that number up so we have the right number?
yeah, Sue Killam's calling around to see what other towns are using. And hopefully she'll come back to us and say, this is what we need.
Okay, and then you'll figure out how much it's gonna cost.
Yep.
Okay.
And I wrote move Interware Development Co. And I spoke with the IT committee, and they said not to move it. So it's going to stay there. Because I was thinking it was more of an IT service for the town clerk, but it's a couple programs, so we're just going to keep it in there.
So are you saying that we need to put it back into the town
Yes.
clerk's?
No, move back into the software maintenance.
Oh, okay, all right.
Instead of mine, it's just plus this $80, whatever it is. Next line is
Get that.
hardware purchases. We're not hardware maintenance, and there's no maintenance needed. That's usually like upgrading the processor's memory or a hard drive, but we have no request for that, so that's just there for $1. Next line down is for software maintenance, which is $2,500. That's the
Software purchase.
software purchases. Sorry, that's just mainly we use that to purchase Microsoft Office, and also the police station needs 6 new license of Easy Street accent drawing, and that will be for the station instead of, I wrote for the police cruisers, but it's actually for the station itself. Right now they're on version 3, I believe, so we're just going to update that for them. And that's a one-time purchase.
But the total for the two is 2,500? The total for the Microsoft Office and the Easy
Yes,
Street?
yes.
Okay. So you're down 2,500 on that line from last year? It was
Yes.
5,000 before?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think we'll manage because we only have enough money for, because that's what we usually buy it for, is Microsoft Office. New project line, actually no, back up to hardware purchases. The police department is looking for 4 new laptops, and that's for $10,000. They're hoping to get new tablets, and right now they're trying to get a grant, and if we put up the money, they'll match it, but if it doesn't, they still need the $10,000 to replace the 4 laptops they currently have, and they're quite old, so they need that money.
So we're gross budgeting the 20,000?
No,
No.
It's just gonna be 10.
Okay.
But it's $20,000 for the items. And that's if we get a 50/50 grant, it drops it down to 10.
Right.
But what if we don't get the grant? Are we
They
back
still need the 10, they still need the 4 laptops.
And that's
So-
back up to 20,000.
No, they're gonna buy actual laptops. They're gonna buy 5 DuraBooks like they have now. Because they need 4 to 5 laptops.
Under
Okay,
police
so-
department, you've got laptops, tablets for cruisers, $20,000 for 4.
Oh, you're looking at the wrong one. It says 10K.
Well, it's that, and also, they also want the tablets, which is 20. But if they get the money, because Homeland Security is gonna put up the other 10. So if they get that, they'll buy the state-of-the-art, but if they don't get it, they'll just get the 5 DuraBook laptops.
All right, but what's confusing, though, is because what they have before them is something that shows a line of 31,000 for hardware purchase. That's changed, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes,
Because we're no longer gross budgeting the 20,000.
correct.
Okay, so that new line then, instead of
31. It's gonna be-
31, is 19?
Yes.
That's what I have here.
Okay. No, but I'm talking
Yeah,
about on
but
this.
his
all on the budget.
spreadsheet,
I'm talking on the spreadsheet that you have before you.
Russell,
yes,
what if they don't get
What's the
the
new line?
grant?
they're buying the,
19.
they're buying the 5 DuraBook laptops.
That's what they wanted.
No, that's what they are gonna get if the grant doesn't go through.
If the grant goes through, what are they gonna get?
They're gonna get tablets, like state-of-the-art rugged tablets that come with all the fixings and,
Gotcha.
Now I understand.
There's tablets you can take out and you can use them and on scene, stuff like that. Take pictures. Yeah. It's a new
Gotcha.
wave.
Tablets, okay. So they're not gonna get both, they're just gonna get.
no, it's one or
One or
the
the
other.
other.
Gotcha. Okay.
I had fun trying to get that one across. It was not communicated clearly, but now it is.
And the readers that are on there are they read licenses and because your license and your registration barcodes, so they're going to get readers with these. So
The laptops.
Yeah, the
No, the
laptops.
tablets. I don't know about they'll probably get something with the laptops, but
Gotta know your
Okay, the next
computers.
thing is the new projects.
no, I'm not
Oh, I'm
done
sorry.
yet. Jeez,
Okay.
slow down. I'm not here long enough.
Let's just go to the next item.
Exactly. Well, next item is the town clerk. The town clerk, it needs, they have a little program for themselves. It's
Might look at
for the
something
credit card
different.
readers. And it's a swap out for both of them, for 2 credit card readers. They pay $120, which is, I guess, a steal. So if
What's
it
that?
breaks, they can replace it. And that's a yearly expense.
So this is just like an insurance policy for the
Yes.
$125?
120, yes.
Okay.
120, why have I got 125?
Have I got the wrong sheet?
Can I
No, yes.
just for my, I just want to be clear. I thought you said the town hall credit card was in the software maintenance.
That's separate. That's
Okay,
the matrix.
so it's 2 separate things?
Yes.
Okay, so that's called the matrix?
Yes.
That's, okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear in the notes, my minutes.
hmm
Thank you.
So they need both the matrix and the credit card reader itself.
Okay.
Separate things.
So the next line down, Russell, you have 3,000 includes
Yeah.
the credit card readers.
Yes, that includes the credit card reader. I was discussing with the committee, the IT committee, and they said that they gross budgeted 3,000. I had 5,000 before, but they only need 3,000 just for backup, just in case they need to buy a new computer. So that pretty much handles 3 computers if something happens. And right now, I think we might need to purchase 2, supposedly.
2 credit card readers?
No, 2 computers.
Oh, computers, okay. So that line, okay. Part of hardware maintenance, or hardware, not maintenance. Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Yep.
And town hall printer. Well, it's actually more of a copier than a printer, but it was been discussed in the Selectmen budget, but it's computer related, so it's under IT.
Okay.
I wrote up a RFP for it. Right now, I have it slotted as 6, but I've been getting quotes from between 4 and 6. So, just a general byline. So
This is
baseline.
this is a copy of the.
Yes, that's on hallway.
It's a big copy.
We own that?
Yeah, we own this one.
Yep.
It's about 7 years old now.
8 going on 9.
Is it networked throughout the building?
Yep. So everyone uses it. And
You
it just
planning on buying this one outright or taking it out on
either
a
or.
monthly purchase?
either or.
Probably depends how it comes in.
Exactly. I wrote in the RFP. I wrote out a one-time purchase and also lease purchase. What I saw for lease purchase for one of the people for 5 months, 5 years, sorry, it's like $170 a month. And that printer's was like $6,000, 61.
We're paying $1,000 a year now just for this
Support.
existing one, so just for support.
And at the end of, if you go with a lease program, at the end of the year, at the end of the term of the contract, after you've paid it in full, then we own it outright?
Well, that's what I hope. That's what usually happens.
Yeah. Or there's a buyout, or whatever.
So,
Or you can get another one.
or we can get another one, but the one we have has been last quite a bit, so I think this one, but that one we have now is just kind of behind on technology.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. It is quite a, and everyone else is getting new ones. But the one we're lacking is been able to use to save it right to thumb drive, a USB port, so you just can't, you can just save it right to it, and also automatically opening up inside a, it's networked, so you can just send documents to each person for each desktop or multiple desktops, so it's a lot easier to manipulate and use.
It's gonna make life a lot easier when I send out minutes to you guys, because I can get it right off the desktop and, you know.
Or right off the scanner.
Geez, I'm glad they know what they're talking about. huh?
Exactly.
Carry on.
Let's see, and that's the last one for hardware increase.
Okay.
Hardware purchases. New projects.
So what's the total number for hardware purchases? 19,000?
19.
Okay. Good.
New projects, I put in 1,000. That's just for the redesign of the website. I'm just
Yep.
thinking that it's just the way it is now, and just add a couple new features and just go through, tweak it a little bit more. I did a little bit. If you've seen,
Wendy has a whole new site redesigned.
she says she hasn't implemented it yet, and also I think she's missing a couple things as well.
Okay, but is this money to finish that project?
Yes, if I see it.
Yeah, and that's,
Okay. So, okay.
I don't know how much she's done with it. She said she's done quite a bit, but
How'd you come up with that hourly rate?
that's the going rate for pretty much for any kind of IT work for websites.
So we're gonna hire, who are we gonna pay this money to? To you or? to-
Yeah, to me, or if you want to find somebody that wants to do it,
Or Wendy, right? Wendy's.
or Wendy.
Okay.
I know she spent like 100 hours already, but I don't know how she has done it.
Okay. So you and
Yeah,
her are gonna
because
get
you
together
can-
and work on it.
Yeah.
because you basically can redesign a whole one for,
She can send what she has done, right? So you can look at it?
Mm-hmm. And the last one is IT services and professional services. That's up a bit. Block 5, which is first choice. We've been paying more and more each month because of our backup to the server, which is our off-site server. So every month we have to keep on paying, I don't know, $100 a month to keep that going. So I factor that in.
So, based on the contract that we have, that we signed, how much more are we paying outside of that contract?
Everything that was inside that, this was never discussed. This was never, they left that part open for, because it's always an open variable. So all the services we have done, like going through IT and tickets and everything like that, that's the same.
that's
But we
all,
have to
that's
pay-
all included.
Yeah,
so.
that's all included within our contract, but this is different because we're uploading. If we didn't send them information to their backup server, we didn't need to pay all that money.
Right.
But we just went into a terabyte from the 500 gigabytes of information we send out from the server.
So,
Have we looked at, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just, because I'm familiar with this, so this is what's irritating me a little bit, right? So this was brought up during the contract negotiation portion of this.
Yep.
Specifically said backup was supposed to be part of the contract. It was set price. But what I'm hearing from you, though, and I'm just, if I'm understanding correctly, and I want to make sure, is that it's fluctuates.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
part of our contract, but not the usage.
And how much is that costing us, the town?
Roughly $150 a month. I can
Extra.
look at the sheet, but it's been going up little by little each month.
Yeah.
And I spoke with Mike, who's in charge of First Choice, and they had engineers looking through it just to make sure that we're not sending, because we're sending over 150 gigs of information, and that's a lot of information of just Word documents. I think it's just Word documents. I don't know what's being actually sent to the server. So they looked into it, and they said it's going to go down a little bit, but it's still quite a bit for a gigabyte. And
Right. Can we do me a favor, Mr. Fair, when you have a moment this week? I want to see the bills for those increase on that backup, and I want to see the contract, if I can, please.
I've looked at them, I've looked at the monthly charges, but I'll get those for you.
All right, thank you.
and I've been looking at it because I just keep on looking. It's like, oh my God, it keeps on going up and up. And it's like,
Yeah. That's what caught my eye a few
Yeah.
times when we're doing signing the payroll. So
yeah. But everything's being saved to the backup server, which they have at their site.
Correct.
So if, I know we used to have a little portable hard drive. We just back it up and someone takes it. Years ago, that's what it was.
You're talking some heavy stuff right now, right?
Yeah, I know.
A little different.
Anyways, Block 5, they mentioned to increase communication of $2,000, $1,000 to each our server and also police station server. This would, right now we're sending information at 1 gigabyte, and they want to open up to 10. And the reason they want to do this is if the server fails, they can send information back to us faster. That's the only reason. That's the only thing it would actually do is just if the backup fails, it gets us information faster. If our server fails here, it'll send up the backup information here faster. I don't know if you want to do that or not, but I think we can do it here instead of the police station. We can do the police station instead of here, but we've really hadn't had the server fail, and we also got a new server at both places actually.
Yeah, we just bought a new
So,
server. Yeah.
I don't think we really need to worry about that, but that was just mentioned, like, oh, you can spend $1,000 to open up the information gateway.
I don't see that 1,000. Where
Block
is that?
5, it's the under new items. Sorry, I'm out. Am I in there? Yeah, sorry, I jumped around a little bit on my write up, but under new items, the 5th item down.
Yep, Block 5 for 2,000.
Yep.
But the police department, though, wasn't there a secured issue about that? I don't think they can open that gateway. Wasn't
It's already
that?
open.
Huh?
Supposedly it's already, because they might already back up their information as well. We're just increasing it.
All right.
I think they back up their information. I don't know.
Well, they do. They do
So-
that. They do that. I know that for a fact. They do. But I know it has to be secure because of PPI. So.
Right. But it's the exact same thing. It's just 10 times faster. If the server fails.
And what are we doing for situations about people trying to hack into the system? Prevention.
First Choice has been on top of it. They've been making sure we have all the right firewalls, protocols in place. And they handle it. So I think they're up to snuff. I haven't heard anything about it, so they handle everything, all the certificates and all the maintenance on their end.
So, this Block 5, I heard you say you don't think we need it.
No.
Not so many words, but you don't think we need
Right,
it.
I don't think we need it because,
All right, is it
Which
five?
one, the
is it-
2,000 you're talking
yeah,
about?
the 2,000.
Is it 2,000 or is it the increase of $100 to monthly bills? Is 2,000 the
That-
total and we have to have some of it, or? Because then you say increase of $100
Right,
to monthly bills. So
I
is
think I
1,200
increased-
or 2,000?
I increased the first line in there, let's see, to 36. And I think the contractor price was at like 34. I'll rewrite that a little bit. But I think I need to add a 3,000 instead of a 2,000.
And what line, and that is under the IT services?
Yeah.
And who made that recommendation?
Block 5 made the recommendation for the 2,000. I'm making a recommendation for the 1,000 because of the increase of the gigabytes.
So you're recommending that we spend the 3,000?
I recommend 2,000, have the town hall, have the 10 gigabyte, and also, so I don't think we really need to have it at the police station. Unless you want vice versa.
So it's
confused.
2,000 or 1,000? 2,000?
We still need the 2,000 because
Okay. All right,
because we communicate,
okay, because I thought there were
Backup.
1,000 and 1,000 originally.
it is 1,000, and I also need another 1,000 for the,
So you do need 3,000.
we do need 3,000, but we only need 2 if either the police station gets the 10 gigabytes or the town hall gets the 10 gigabytes for communication.
And that's 2,000?
That's 2,000, but I forgot to factor in the increase for the gigabytes each month.
Okay, you confused me.
Yep,
We're confused.
good,
We were confused, now we're really confused.
exactly.
All right, so if I get this right, so to increase it for the police and town hall, it costs 2,000.
Yes,
But then there's another 1,000 you wanted. That's the confusing part.
right. I forgot to put that in for the gigabyte for each monthly expense.
That's 1,200, you're saying 100 a month, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
So it's 1,200 a year in addition to the
Some-
2,000, so it'd be 32?
some months aren't as used as others, but I'm just hoping the 1,000 just cover it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's talking about usage and
Yeah,
space, right?
Yep,
Yeah, I'm just trying to equate to the number that we need to add.
Yeah.
So you're saying it averages to 100,
yep.
but not for,
Not all the months average 100, and hopefully the way they handled it, it's better. Yay.
So some month the usage is down, but
yeah. But
I
we
get
just
that
need to know
part.
the number
But the
to put in.
2,000 was, what is that? Is
That's,
that the service backup? Is that the
Yeah.
super highway backup?
yeah,
All right, so you pay 1,000 for the town hall, 1,000 for the police station for super backup.
yep.
And you're saying that's needed or not needed?
I don't think the police station is needed because they just got a brand new server. I don't know how old I think the town hall one is.
It should be new too.
Yeah, it's new-ish. I think it's,
It's
like
not,
two,
yeah, it's a few years old. I think.
yeah,
couple
2 or
years.
3 years old. So, or not do it. That's fine with me too. But we still need the 1,000 for the increase for the
Space.
space.
All right. So we'll take the first part. So as the IT committee, are they recommending this super backup outside, which would be first choice? Is that what I'm understanding? Okay. So in case there is something happens, a failure of the server, right? Correct?
Yep.
All right. So that's basically an insurance policy,
A faster insurance policy.
right? Because you can regroup those. Something happens to the server, you can regroup and get that information back immediately, or
Yeah, 10 times
So you're paying
faster
for
than what it is right now.
you're paying for
Speed.
speed.
Yeah.
You're already paying for the backup.
Yep,
So now they want to charge you so they can get it done quicker.
yep.
So what needs to get back, what are you taking, from 48 hours to 24 hours, or from 48 hours to
A
4 hours?
week,
Right,
2
yeah.
weeks.
Do we know? Do we know?
It's 10 times faster. I don't know what
10
is,
times faster?
yeah.
From what? We don't know.
Yeah, that
It's fr-
doesn't,
it's-
that doesn't
it goes
necessarily
from,
translate the
I
same
think
way.
it's like 96 microbits a second to 960 microbits a second.
So if I recall correctly in the contract, it was specifically talked about when, we went down, the certain amount of time frame to be back up. And I thought that was something in the neighborhood of 72 hours. I'm going off memory.
That sounds about right.
I'm going on memory, that's all.
I
Based
wasn't
on the
directly-
contract.
Right. I wasn't directly involved. I was involved, but I wasn't
Yeah, I mean,
as much.
if it's spelled out, it'd be in there, so.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's take a look at that and see if that matches up.
I hear you saying, though, you said, Mr. Baldwin, that this is the IT committee, the committee's recommendation to do this?
I don't believe so. I don't think it is. But it's the service provider's recommendation that to get us the information faster.
So you didn't talk about this as a committee and decide whether we need it or not?
It wasn't discussed and it wasn't,
All right, so let's scratch it then.
Yeah.
okay.
How much are we taking off? Do you already take it off? Where does this all add up to anyway?
It's in the 46,267, right?
Right.
So you want to take out 2,000?
Take out one. Because I still need that one for the gigabyte.
Okay.
And then one for what? That's what I don't have a note on. One,
So you're eliminating the backup server and you're just including $1,000 a year for monthly bills.
Yep.
and the space.
So that's going to make that line 45,267, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else has changed with all this other information?
For that,
So that you jumped, that was block 5. What's next after that?
well, we can scratch town clerk because that bounced back up. Town website stipend, yay. $1,800, which equals, in my little new item notes, it's 15 hours, $15 an hour for 10 months, off 10 hours a month. And that's just updating, like, the postings of the
Minutes.
minutes and whatever, town events.
I mean, we've seen a big change recently in, you know,
So you're saying you don't want to
updating things.
volunteer anymore?
No, I don't want to volunteer. I love doing it, but it's just like, gotta find time. But I think the way it's going, that the website's more used than it has been. Instead of
Yes.
it being parked information, it needs more update.
I think you deserve to get paid,
Huh?
just so you know.
Is this in the IT services one?
Yeah.
That's good, carry on.
But I've been spending quite a bit of time already for the past 2.5 months just updating. And if you can see, I restructured a couple of pages, the Selectmen page, so it's a lot more easy to read, and also the home page. I just realized one graphic's not loading, so I had to go home and do that. But I also manage the social media, and that's going pretty well actually as well. A lot of the posts, a lot of things being shared and noticed because the election has been shared quite a bit. That's up to 1,000+ views. So I think that's very ideally used and highly good compared to all the other ones.
Letting everybody know that the polling place has changed.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Also, we gotta restructure that because I can only post town-related events, like government town, like everything like our departments are hosting, and also the 250th, because there's a committee, so whoever's involved with that, I can't post information like I do for the bulletin board for the cable. There's a big difference, so I hope to work with
So
you
you
guys.
can't post something that the Lions is gonna.
Correct, I can't do anything like that because they're not a
determined that?
town entity.
Who determined that? Or
It
policy?
was policy. So I hope to restructure policy and see if I can.
Yeah,
open
because
it
that's a
up.
nonprofit
We talked about
organization.
it. Well, once you get into it, you got to be very
If you
careful.
think about it,
Yeah.
You got to be very careful when you get into it.
I know, but if you think about it, we put it on our, if we put it on our minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Kind of becomes public
Yeah.
knowledge at that point.
Right. I'll be more up to date because
But, yeah, you want to be careful.
I want to be really careful.
Yep. Sorry, we don't want to get too far off. We want to stay on topic here. So website redesign, is that next?
We discussed that.
So we already discussed that. So that's the same number, okay.
Unless you want to go up, down. I thought 33 hours is enough.
That's a one-time
deal.
One time, right?
Now, how does that relate to Wendy says she spent 100
I don't know. I think she counts in that she went to class to learn about these things.
It's highly possible. It takes a lot of time, especially if you're only doing it part-time, but,
Exactly. It's all breaking up. But I only know that I didn't see what she's done, but what I've heard what she's done, it's a lot faster. And just find the code, like the code's out there already. Just gotta search it. It's there for you. And I don't know if she wants to redo the whole entire website. I think the website's fine. It just needs a little maintenance, a little massage to make it a little better.
Well, you guys need to figure that out as a committee.
Exactly. We need to figure it out as a committee.
Absolutely.
And that should be done after budget season.
Just because you have that money
busy.
doesn't mean you have to spend all that money either.
Correct.
Okay. New town hall printer, we already talked about. Video
Yeah.
streaming for 2,500. We
Yep.
talk about that?
Nope, not yet. That's next. Right now, we had the capability as ACTV to do that for quite some time now, but it's been in limbo because we don't know who actually owns the right to actually put it in their line. Because it's video, it should be cable. Because it's going through our server itself, like it's going through, passed through technology. Technology takes care of it. So I know Wendy has looked into it before, but I'm actually putting it in. I've seen 3 different quotes. I have one in particular that I like, and some other towns have used it because it's unlimited, and other people are charging for data to be passed back. So, and that's, I think it'll be widely used to do all the events. Like we can do like meetings. Meetings can be streamed. It'll be only a 3-second delay. You can watch them from anywhere you want in the world. So if Jason, Mr. Grosky, and Mr. Friel weren't here, they can be watching it online. They can chime in like with telephone calls instead of watching on TV in town.
So it's $2,500. Is that a one-time charge?
No, that's yearly.
A lot of money. Yearly.
It's like 200-ish a month.
Cable TV has a big pile of money. Why don't they pay for it?
I heard a little mouse speaking. We have to for that. They have to create a new line. It has to be set in policy as well.
Okay.
And it has to be designated. Like, okay, you guys, ACTV has to take. You're going to take care of it. But right now it's IT, which we want to change our name as well.
Bill, you think we should spend $2,500 a year on something like that? I mean, they can watch it the next day.
On the streaming?
I mean, yeah.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, but unfortunately, it's the wave of the future of people watching on computers and tablets and stuff nowadays versus the TV.
But it still can. It's just they got to wait a day.
You got to wait a day, and you're not as informed. Like you can't. You're not in the moment.
Like when people are watching on TV, they don't call in on us.
Right, exactly. They're all eating
wait,
popcorn right now. They're
$2,500
they're
a
gonna
year,
call
they
right
can wait.
They're
now.
all running down here.
You know?
Exactly.
My phone doesn't go off all meeting long answering things, so it just seems like a lot for a day.
But the other part to it, I'll give the other argument is that we have residents that go to Florida, that go to Florida for the winter, and that they are interested in what's going on. And
Yeah, they can watch it the next day.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's not like we're not saying don't put it out there. It's out there. Just
Yeah.
the next
Next day and a half. But yeah,
day and a half.
Right.
2 days. You know.
Whenever it gets up.
Was
Depends
it,
on what
when
side
it's
the meeting goes.
shooting live though? It's saved to the archives, automatic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's that extra stuff it saves, right?
If you want to do that, and I heard a no in the room, but They can offer that service, but we would still put up into Vimeo because that's
All right.
been highly used.
That's up to you, Mr. Chairman.
Up to me?
Yeah.
Let's take it out then.
What's that?
Take out the live video streaming.
Maybe next. Maybe
Yeah,
next
exactly.
time.
Maybe
Maybe
next
next year, yeah. It'll be more, what's that word you used?
Huh?
It'll be what they're
Probably
doing.
more advanced next year, probably. Than,
Right.
And also, like, this would also, because right now on our Vimeo, we only do government meetings. I hope to kind of expand that to use public, because I've been doing a lot of public videos, like for the garden club and also the events at the library. We can stream those events. And also for the 250th, that'd be a nice one, be streamed as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone's gonna be at the thing. What are they gonna be watching it? They're gonna be at the event.
Right, they'll be at it, exactly. But they can't be at two places at once. We have multiple things going on in the day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They could
That is
yeah,
true.
watch it on when
They
they're
can
driving.
find out what's going on.
So you could
Like,
have
what
it
am I
on,
missing?
you
You're
could
not
have it on
missing
your
anything.
cell phone going, and you look. I'm not there, but I'm here.
Exactly.
3 more.
Like if you're at the library and you want to be at Pope Fields.
You can see what's going on in your
Exactly.
cell phone.
And we are getting done at 8:30, right?
Almost.
I've been waiting.
Almost. So we're so that line's on to 42,767 now. We done with that line?
You took
I think we're done with
4,000
this
out of
budget.
it?
What? I took 2,500 plus the other 1,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The 42,767.
Is this your first time doing this, Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Excellent job, by the way. I like your documentation for backup.
You have no idea how many rewrites I had to do with this thing. It was fun.
Well, it helps understand things a lot bigger. The only other thing is I would suggest is just maybe if you have something that you know is extensive increases, that you just put in parentheses an explanation.
Right.
Like, we need this because we don't have it and it's required, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, it's outstanding job. Great job. And now we'll have to make a motion for that new number.
But you want me to send out the RFP for the copier? Yes, no?
I think
It's highly used and it's old and needs more work.
you handle it.
Yeah, I think you need to.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you get an RFP, we have a solid number, we can adjust our budget before the
Okay.
end of the year, yeah.
Mr. Ferry, you have the new number?
Now, what was the number instead of the 46,267? I mean, the
42,767.
And minus
42,767.
All right, I make a motion, we preliminary accept the,
No, hold on, wait a minute.
am I off? 42.7.
We're adding a whole bunch of stuff up.
Yeah, I gotta go right back. Basically, I just need to take,
100
106.
15,000.
But while they're adding
Yeah.
and subtracting, what is the new name that you guys are looking or considering?
So I'm taking.
For-
26.
You said you guys wanted a new name.
we wanted technology instead of computers because we do just more than just computers. We
Yeah.
do technology. I don't know if Alan had mentioned it, but he wanted technology instead of computers or IT.
Harold, you said 42,627, right?
42,767.
That's what I have.
I got a total of 89,268, but did we cut we didn't cut it, but you asked for it to be lowered. Hardware purchase from 31 down to 19?
On the 19.
Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
correct.
So,
but that's already reflected in the 96 because it was like 106. So it's already been it was already taken care of.
I don't
Oh,
have
on that on that one, yes.
Right, so our new number, then what I have is, I got 26,250 for software maintenance, $1 for hardware maintenance,
Right,
$2,500 for software purchases,
right. 19,000.
19, then 1,000 for new projects,
Yeah,
which is the other. Then IT service, professional services, 42,767, for a total of 89,268.
Oh, I see mine, okay.
And one other thing, with the stipend, we want to create a new line for that, or just take it out of the IT professional services?
I think you have to do a new line item, but budget committee can do.
Yeah.
Set a account number for stipend. Just put stipend.
Yeah. Because it's
So
separate.
it's transparency, correct. All right, if there's nothing further, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to preliminary accept Information Technology Committee's budget of $89,268. I'll say you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good job, Russell, thank you.
Thank you, Russell.
Yay.
Very good.
Thanks, Russell.
I think it's 40 cents somewhere.
I'll give you a copy of this. You know what, just take this, I have the notes.
So, did we do this whole thing now? We did, right?
But no, yeah, the only thing is the budget committee on there. Bill Smith just asked me if I could put the numbers in that he had from last year and ask you to approve them from a selectman standpoint.
Okay.
Can we,
What other budgets we gotta go through, Mr. Fair?
Basically, you have the legal services, which is really hardly any change, just a little bit in the other professional services. And that's based on, I think we're gonna have a couple other legal costs involved. I can explain them at some point, but it's not a large amount. But you can see our run rate so far this year has been almost at the 7,500. So that's up a little bit.
is that the up 8.97%?
Yes, up 8.97%.
And that's because of anticipation of something coming?
Yes.
Okay.
You let us know what that is.
I think it'll be a good thing, yes.
You let us know what it is.
I will. I planned on having a discussion, but we got kind of rushed out of it, so.
Sounds good.
The other insurance, that's based on the
Oh,
numbers.
do we
that-
have to accept that line?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a total of $236,158 for financial administration. $236,158. If I did my math right.
Okay, I'll redo the spreadsheets, and, because I have to give them to the budget committee tomorrow.
Motion?
Go ahead. I'll second it.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to preliminary accept the legal service budget worksheet in the amount of $39,500.
Second.
$39,500?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
He
Aye.
hasn't changed his retainer for, what, 6 years, 7 years?
He doesn't use it. Good.
Other insurance budget worksheet,
Yeah. Other insurance?
property and liability, is that,
I don't have that as yet. from
you're
them.
still waiting for the final number?
Still waiting for the
So we
number.
need to put that aside then. Advertising, regional, Rockingham Planning Commission, that's usually standard, right?
Right. It's up a little bit. It's 66.55. I think it's up.
Now, I just got word that they are planning on doing, are we up for a mitigation plan to be redone?
They may be. I'm not.
Okay, because they get grant money too.
Yeah.
I just got word just the other day, so they're coming around. So, we might have some left over there, but I would make a motion, we preliminarily accept the advertising regional budget worksheet, which has to do with the Rockingham Planning Commission, in the amount of $6,655.
6,500.
6,000.
6,655.
Yeah.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right. Health agency worksheet. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the preliminary health agency budget worksheet in the amount of $24,777.
I'll second that motion for $24,777.
Under discussion, what's up? Why is Vic Gary up to $1,500? Anyone know?
I looked through,
Is it
All
Meals on Wheels come from there?
yeah, they do actually quite a bit. And last year, if
Meals
I'm
and
not
Wheels has
mis-
its own line.
yeah, I know, it's right here. If I'm not mistaken, last year, I can have the Vic Gary right here. I went through all of these and reviewed with all the people, and basically, Vic Gary, they served seniors, with the Meals on Wheels, obviously. The total number of people, I had it, let's see. 10 people attend the healthcare clinics each month from Atkinson. 20 seniors from the town come to their monthly holiday socials. 15 have their IRS taxes done. They served over 1,000 hot meals to Atkinson seniors at the center itself through their coalition with Meals on Wheels, which they deliver, to the homebound. They talked about different people playing bingo there and everything else. Last year, you cut it down to $2,500. I think the budget committee cut it down. I think originally you requested, if I'm not mistaken, $5,450. You approved. And so I just cut it back from the $5,450 to $4,000, thinking that the $2,500 was a little too low. But again,
They do, Vic Gary Center is one
they
of
do a
the few
lot,
places
and I was
around.
surprised when I saw the numbers, so that was where I said, well, the budget committee cut it back from your recommendation of $5,450.
Should
Which,
go back up to $5,450.
yeah, I can do that too if you want.
Yeah, the 4,000, I mean, during the daytime, if you don't have a meal delivered directly to your home, you can go over there and get a fantastic meal for sharp money. And they put on an awful lot of programs over there, and it's a great project.
Well, that's why I didn't want to stay with the two 2,500s, but, if you want to give them what they asked, I have no problem with that.
I go back to the 5,450 that they've been getting right along. And the budget committee, is gonna try and cut it down.
Okay, well, I'll sell it to them.
That's my recommendation. That's up to the other two to,
I think it was Harold's too, so.
You're just like, Never mind.
That would make that 26,227, right? For the, just the special purchase, the total,
26 what?
am I right?
Yes. 527?
Did I say 227?
Oh, you did, but, you
Because we were adding 1450.
yeah, so you're probably right.
26,227.
Right.
We're adding 1450, right?
Right. So it should be 26,227.
Okay.
the motion.
I make a motion, we accept the health agency budget worksheet in the amended amount of $26,227.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
General assistant budget worksheet. There's a lot of increases here.
Well, it's up and down. It's kind of trying to recategorize it from a standpoint, if we've had problems this year, and I've had to do a lot of some over expenditures and the like, especially in the food area. So it was just kind of recategorizing. It's really $1,000 more, but I can tell you that I'm getting more requests recently.
Yes.
We're coming into the winter time, so
Now I got it.
and
It's clicking now. All right, I make a motion, we accept the general assistance budget worksheet in the amount of $17,500.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I have two here, actually,
Long-term debt.
long-term interest budget worksheet. long-term debt interest budget worksheet.
Right.
One's for
There's
principal
two.
and one's for interest.
Yeah. The interest budget worksheet is in the amount of $40,050, which is down from last year.
That's the library, basically.
Yeah, that's the library bond, right?
Bond, right.
Yeah.
That's the
So-
interest, yep.
I make a motion, we accept that.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous.
I make a motion, we preliminary accept the long-term debt principal budget worksheet in the amount of $85,000, which
Second?
is the principal bond. That's the
All those in
bond.
favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
That should wrap that up.
We just had to set one aside, the insurance one. right?
Yeah, well, we gotta wait for final numbers on that.
Yep.
Oh, why, I feel like I'm missing it somewhere. That was it in the pile, right?
Yep.
So is it safe to say the first sheet that we had from Russell, we could throw away so it doesn't confuse us?
Yep.
The first one?
That-
'Cause the next one he brought in was different, right?
Yeah, totally different, right. I'm assuming I have it in my email somewhere.
Town administrator, IT, you got something on the 250th anniversary?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I just got an email from Noriko just before I came to the meeting, and she asked if we can put it off for another week.
Okay. Fence issue on Sunset, did we resolve that?
Yep.
Yep.
We did.
It's the one with the fence.
Yeah, we made a motion and everything in public.
Did we make a motion to?
Did that
withdraw-
rescind
rescind
the other
our-
one?
No, we do need to do that.
Okay.
We need to rescind the order. So I'll make a motion that we rescind the order of removal of the fence
Tomorrow
8
morning,
o'clock tomorrow morning.
tomorrow
8
morning
o'clock
at
tomorrow.
7 o'clock or something like that.
tomorrow at 23 Sunset Road, which is map 7, lot 195.
Okay, have a second?
So second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. We have,
Okay, you have a bunch of awards
yeah,
bids,
bids.
and you have on the bottom and Ted's recommendations for each of them.
Everyone have a chance to look at that? You wanna do that now, or you wanna?
I looked at them all, and I go with whatever the road agent recommends. He's the man that knows, so.
Yeah, I think he's picked a little better on most, if not all of them. I wish we had moved this up while he was here, but okay.
What did you
So is
say?
that a motion?
That's a motion to, you want to do each one of them individually and name the person that got the bid, or?
Yeah, let's do that.
I think you probably should.
Yeah,
First one is the catch basin cleaning.
All right, yep, go ahead, Alan, go through 'em.
Okay, the catch basin cleaning, Ted recommends that we go with Triton Storm Water for 2017 at the bid of $100 an hour
I'll make that
and
motion.
$800 per 8-hour day.
Second?
Second?
Wait,
Second.
any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead, Alan.
He recommends that for the crack sealing, that we go with Nikon Coatings Corporation for 2017 at a price of $17,000 with an additional workload of at $4,250 per day.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Seems like a very low price compared to the other ones.
Yeah, extremely low.
Yes. He said he's very familiar with them and has worked with them before.
Yeah, this is not just a brand new company.
No.
Good
no.
enough.
I'll make that motion.
Well, we'll make the motion and second for discussion.
Yep, go ahead.
Why is it that we're choosing that with the $4,250 a day additional work and no one else has that?
I don't know the answer to it. I suspect it's because I think he's thinking that there's really not gonna be any additional work required. I think if it's
Because if
If-
that's the case, if that's, because I don't know.
Yeah,
like, what
if it's one day, you're at 21,000, I understand
Yeah,
what
you're already
saying.
right up where everybody else is at, but I don't know how many
Exactly.
days that is and what it consists of, so it's kind of putting it out.
Well, I think it was spelled out, I'm sure, in the RFP, what it entailed. So I guess it's if they have to do excess over and above the amount of crack sealing that there is.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, I don't know, because, see, they're the only ones that have that, and no one else has that. And where it says a day, that concerns me, because how many days could that add up? And that could be costly down the road, and then we're right back where everybody else is at.
Well, you could put a wording in with not more than one additional day.
Yeah, I just don't know what it is,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
Yeah.
My guess is Teddy understood that they, in the RFP, that they're all bidding on the same thing. They stuck that in there, I guess, if Teddy were to change his mind, or if he had in his budget the higher numbers, he could then go find some other roads to seal coat and crack seal, depending on what he has in his budget.
yeah, but as you can see, if you go more than additional days, you're right back up where everybody else
Yeah, oh,
is.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. 21, yep,
you know what I mean? So,
yes.
I don't understand the true bid result on this.
Why don't we have Teddy explain that one to us before we jump into it?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, so
Yeah,
if you wanna do that, that's fine.
yeah.
All those in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion fails.
So we're gonna hold off on that one?
Yes.
Okay. The
But
next,
Teddy doesn't.
for further clarification.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is the fertilization, and he recommends Protec Lawn Care to be the fertilizer contract, to do the fertilization for 2017 for the
Okay.
Plastow, New Hampshire.
Have a motion?
I'll make a motion to go with Protec Lawn Care for $10,000.
Okay, second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous.
The next one is for road striping, and he recommends Industrial Traffic Lines Incorporated for the contract for 2017.
It's funny, I saw this bid, and it's like,
It-
numbers are exactly the
It
same.
was interesting. They were exactly the same. I mean,
One, their white lines, lower prices.
yeah, formatted a shade differently, but I mean, it was, we looked at it, we says, wait a minute. So I guess it was a decision based on him from experience with who he feels is the best to do the job.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
That was for,
That was for road
Industrial Traffic
striping,
Lines Incorporated.
industrial traffic lines. The next one is paving. And he recommends that the award go to R&D Paving Incorporated of Franklin, New Hampshire, for the 2017 contract. With a total bid of $309,239.60.
What-
Which was
I
considerably
thought it was-
lower.
Everyone's paying the same amount of money per
Well,
ton for the hot top.
the-
Why is there such a difference?
The interesting thing is that
this guy's lower in ton.
these people actually buy from a couple of the people who are bidding also. But you never know the quantity contract pricing they may have from them,
Yeah. Well, you
so, it's-
got a lot of variables there.
yeah.
How much profit they make, too.
Yeah.
So,
That's what,
price per ton is a lot less from this company, Phil. It's $59 a ton
Yep,
versus 74, 66, 65, or 62.
yep. And Teddy's.
Same
very-
amount,
very
same amount of
fam-
tonnage. They all carry the same amount of tonnage.
Yeah, because the RFP was the same.
Right.
And Teddy actually knows of these people also, so.
I'll make a motion that for paving, we go with R&D Paving in the amount of $309,239.60.
I'll second.
Those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Unanimous?
Next is tree removal, and he recommends Valley Tree Service of Groveland, Mass. For the contract for 2017. And
Make
it
that
lists, it
motion.
lists out the variables.
Yeah, you got a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Where's the total amount for Valley Tree?
Well,
Well, there's different variables. There's so much per hour for the bucket truck, chipper, bucket operator, and groundwork, which is $125 an hour, or $1,000 a day. And then if there's a crane involved, it's $195 an hour, or $1,560 a day.
So we're not approving the total amount, we're only approving what they charge per hour or for the day.
Correct.
They're gonna be the contractors. That we
Right.
need.
We're going along with the road agent's recommendation. I recommend that we go with the Valley Tree Service. for a
I
hundred-
already made the motion. We
You
just
did you?
need a second, yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh, you can give me a chance to, all right. Instead of seconding it for discussion, I'll just second it, because now I know what you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Aye.
Unanimous.
Okay, I think that takes care of them. I'll come back with the crack ceiling next week.
We have one over expenditure to approve?
One over expenditure, and it's just for the library, and it's, just has to do, with some work that we had to have done up there, and, it overexpends the line by $200, so you, basically,
We're
they're
taking it out
taking
of, what are they taking it out of?
general maintenance in the library
Oh.
instead of other professional services.
They kind of could have just taken it out of there and not done this, but.
What
that's
is that
fine.
Well,
say?
I know, but you require, you want it done.
Well, I could very easily say rodent bills for general maintenance,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Was it rodent control at the library?
Control,
Is it-
yeah.
Okay, so,
and looking at this application they put in for over expenditure, I look down and I don't see any place on here that would list exactly what is the over expenditure for. I see under notes, where will the funds come from?
it's right here. It says projected over expenditure $200.
That's what it's
What I'm
for.
saying is, you're gonna give them $200 more. Where does it say on this form?
Right here. It's coming from that line item.
Again, you're getting ahead of me. Where does it say on this form what that $200 is for?
Next line down.
Next line down, cover the rodent control.
Note, to cover invoice for rodent control at library, not anticipated.
Well, there should be something on there, because the only thing that's under here is notes. Where will the funds come from? There should also be a line in there, what is this money being used for? What if they don't write it in?
That's what I did.
Cover invoice.
I shouldn't have said to cover invoice. I should have said this is for.
He's saying a title
A title of what?
to say. Have
I
a
give up.
bolded title. So that,
That might be helpful, because it seems like every time we have one of these, we have questions.
Yeah.
What Phil is suggesting, well, detailed report, Phil. Maybe you just take that word, detailed report, what the money's gonna be used for.
They should be putting down something,
Right.
and not having the town administrator do it, but they should put down exactly what they want it for.
Well,
Well, it's already been spent, so
yeah.
Well, that's not a
I was
problem. I'm saying
I was
in
just
the-
trying
in
to
the
cover
future-
it so that you had the
in
information.
In the future, there should be something attached to the over expenditures that states clearly, what is this money for? And I'm not asking for the world. You want me to give you an extra $200? Fine. What am I spending it for?
All right, do I have a motion on that?
I'll make the over expenditure for the $200.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
I agree, Phil, more information is always better. It seems like we always go around and around with those. Why don't you take one home and then make a couple notes on it, bring it back in. What do you think I ought to say?
There you go.
I'd have to get the okay from the town administrator, because he did the form up, it would be okay.
No, I don't think he did, I think he inherited it. Didn't you, Alan?
Yes, sure did.
Yeah, he inherited it, so you can tweak it. Discussion of possible purchase of property.
I just didn't know if you wanted to just had to do with what we talked about earlier. And
I don't think we're prepared to talk about that in public
Nope.
yet.
Okay.
We do have to do this.
I think we need to make the motion regarding the fence also. Or did we already do that?
We already did it.
We did that before, we didn't have to, okay.
Just.
We just did it.
So we need to go with the
Hire an
Assistant.
employee,
assistant road agent.
yes.
Yep.
You guys have your notes? Prepared to do that?
I'm prepared.
Did I get the folder back?
I think it's just
It's gonna be, is it subject to a background check?
subject to a background check, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's got to clear.
Here it is here, I think. Okay, it's Scott Sullivan.
All right, so we're gonna make a motion to hire Scott Sullivan as the Atkinson Assistant Town Road Agent at, I don't know what the, I can't remember what the total amount was.
60,000.
Nope, $27 an hour.
$27 an hour, full-time, signing a waiver for not
Health
taking,
insurance for 3 years, I think
for
it
not
was.
taking health insurance for 3 years. And also, all contingency is, his hiring is all contingent based on passing our background check.
Motor vehicle and criminal.
Yep. The background check references everything, the whole 9 yards. I'll say you second.
We get everything?
Yep. Oh, and he's to start, if successfully passed the entire background, he'll start the second week in November.
On or before?
On or before, yep.
Do we do any background checks physically, like
We'll make it up.
after the PD, or is it we just
Yeah,
get the
they-
report from state police that the motor vehicle looks good and there's no criminal record?
I'll second it and we'll discuss it.
I'll second it for discussion.
All right. So for discussion purposes, yeah, they just do the backgrounds and he'll call the references and if there are.
I think it depends on the level of the person. Like, I know when it was for me, they called all my employees, you know, my former employer and references and everybody else. I'm not sure if necessarily you do it for everyone. I think it's usually just a general background check.
Yeah.
Because in many cases, you've already talked to, you know, the references when you've done the interviewing standpoint.
So all his references.
Most people.
You've spoken to all his references?
I haven't, no, but I'm just saying, in most cases, that's the case. So it's up to you whether, how you want to do it.
I think it
But
should be
in-
a
but in the
standard
past-
form. You do a background check. It's not so much for
there's
this
one-
one or someone else. It should be a standard thing.
No.
No.
That's
no.
not
One
what
we
you-
had on,
that's
the
not
one
what
we had
you've
on
done.
Allen was very detailed, very.
Total
time-
different.
Very time consuming.
Right,
Oh, this-
I understand that, but I'm saying here,
You had the
you
normal
gotta turn
background
around and at least call the references that he puts down here. That's not asking for, I just turn around and say, hey, give me a piece of paper from the state police that says your record's okay, and go for it.
Excellent.
Was there any decisions made?
We have to vote.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye,
All right,
unanimous. Next is, unless you have any old business or new business. Bill, you have anything you want to discuss?
yeah, I've got some old business and stuff that we're not approving the minutes, so that'll have to wait till next week.
Okay.
And the only thing left is, I guess, the future agenda.
Well, before we do that, though, are we gonna do anything in reference to the salary matrix system? Or are we gonna hold off another week?
Yeah, let's do that with everything here. I mean, salary, we're not making any changes on this, right? Or you
No.
just wanna?
I just wanna, that's what we're going with.
you
Fred,
want-
This is the working document that we're gonna be going off of.
Okay.
So I just like to do a motion and make sure that we have it implemented. That this is the new working document. Right, Mr. Fair? You agree, concur?
Do we need a motion for that? or
Yeah,
just
I would
a
like to
statement?
do that because it's an updated work document from what we've had before.
So we're gonna make the change, changes to what we just did on the, like, selectmen's salary, for instance?
Yeah,
Are you gonna change it?
yeah. Maybe we, you know what, maybe we should wait.
Alan, update it and we'll do it
Yeah.
next week?
Yeah. Sorry.
And at some point in time, I think we need to take Alan's pay into consideration, and we're
Yeah.
gonna take, Teddy's pay into
Yep.
consideration.
So we need to do all that, yeah. And then, once we get the new data also from New Hampshire Municipal Association, once that new data comes, we're gonna update again.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'm gonna,
Live document.
Yeah, working document.
yeah, meanwhile, I'm gonna, check some other towns in that, but
For
keep in
Teddy.
mind, I've taken off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which means I only have tomorrow to get all this done.
Well, if you
You
need,
want some extra, do you need extra help in here?
Come in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
there you go.
You know, you're not here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
That's why I said come in, because they can use the help.
I suppose I could get a lot done without you here, but no, we'll see what I can help Barbara out. You know, you got thick skin, keep it, because I'm that type of guy, so don't take anything serious.
Future dates?
Future
Do you have any
dates.
other new business or old business, Mr. Baldwin?
No, sir.
Future dates on October 22nd, Make a Difference Day. Contact Noriko at the Community Center if you want to help beautify Atkinson. On the same day, Daffodil Planting Day. Over 18,000 daffodils need planting. Meet at the Community Center at 9 a.m. On October 25th and 26th, an AARP Smart Driver course at the Community Center, 50 years or older, see Noriko. On October 28th, Atkinson's Got Talent, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Community Center. Anybody got any idea what that is?
No clue.
Talent show put on by the,
Yeah.
Russell,
what's that?
Russell is doing it.
Russell's doing it?
So these are people in Atkinson that want to come down and do like a karaoke or something? They
Talent
can-
show.
Whatever you want, yeah,
Yeah. That's for a certain age group?
yeah, any,
It's actually various age groups, from
Various
what I
age groups.
understand.
yeah.
So for more information, I would say go to our website.
October 29th, Household Hazardous Waste Day, 9 a.m. to noon, 50 Dump Road in Chester, New Hampshire. On October 31st, Trick or Treat, Monday, 6 to 8 p.m. Halloween night. On November 8th, Presidential Election, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Atkinson Academy. Note change of venue has gone from the Community Center up to the Atkinson Academy. On 11/11, Veterans Day, town offices will be closed. On 11/12, Atkinson Firefighters Association 70th Annual Turkey Raffle, 7 p.m. at the fire station. On 11/16, Alzheimer's Education Program, Atkinson Community Center, 6:30 to 8 p.m., no registration required. On October, yeah?
Go ahead.
On October 23rd, there's the Atkinson Club Citizen of the Year Award, which will be awarded down at the Community Center, and on Sunday from 1 to 3. And
That wasn't on my sheet.
I don't know why these things don't get put on. I bring it every week, but it is, they don't bring it on. Can you add this thing for the Lions Club so that it's on the sheet?
Too late now.
No, for next week.
Won't be there next week. There's a meeting, next meeting's the 24th. That thing's happening on the 23rd.
Yeah, but this is in December,
Oh, that thing.
that thing.
Well, I usually don't put things in December just yet.
What do you got?
If I put everything that's,
All right, I'll
number
leave,
one, I haven't got it yet. but-
I'm gonna leave this with you tonight, okay? And then you can just do that.
What is that?
Okay, this one here is the Atkinson Lions Club is putting on a Christmas impressions with the Edwards twins, and this is going to be held at the PAC Center. And if you people remember when they were here the last time, they are an absolutely unbelievable two guys. They do the impersonations and they sing just like the original artist. And it's on Friday, December 16th, and tickets are available at the PAC Center, and that's on December 16th. It's the Edwards Twins, And you really should go and support the Atkinson Lions Club, because everything that we make goes right back to the town. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
We are adjourned.